For UB, they were looking to head into Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, looking for an upset in what would be an outstanding way to start off year number 2 of the Pete Lembo era here at the University of Buffalo. What ensued was a defensive struggle in which both teams played well, and it was a very close game right to the end. To Huntington Bank Stadium we go in Minneapolis for the highlights. We picked this one up early second quarter. The Golden Gophers are threatening. Drake Lindsay with the backs in the I formation, and he's going to fake the give here and deliver a strike to the back of the end zone. Beautiful pass there on the first touchdown of the game for either side. Lindsay again take another look, stayed in the pocket, threw a tight spiral, and Minnesota would strike first to go up 7-0. Halfway through the second quarter, Minnesota threatening to score again, but Gonzer for UB said, "I don't think so," and he picks it off, and he was almost gonzo down the far side all the way to the Minnesota 25-yard line. Talk about a shift in momentum. We take a look again. Pinball off the foot of Gears, the Minnesota wide receiver, and Gonzer was right there. Although give credit to Taylor for the Golden Gophers, who made a touchdown-saving tackle, but UB was set up as the score remained 7-0 Minnesota. They would get a field goal. Now we move to the third quarter, 13-3 Gophers. UB, and it's Roberson with a deep strike down the near side, hits Victor Snow, who takes it into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here come the Bulls. They come right back to respond, and it's now just a 3-point Minnesota lead. We'll give you another look at this one-on-one, and you see how Victor Snow was able to win the route against his man, got open by a good couple of yards, and a perfect pass right on the money from Roberson. Now early fourth quarter, 16-10 Minnesota. Lindsay rolling left, and he has his wide receiver wide open at the UB 20, and he is going to take it all the way to the house. That's Jalen Smith, and Minnesota extends their lead with a very important cushion there. Again, Lindsay able to get away from 3 different UB defenders and throws a spiral, a strike right to Smith, and Minnesota would go ahead by 2 scores, and that would go on to be your final. Minnesota taking down UB 23-10. Many UB players should hang their heads high, and they should be very proud of the defensive effort they gave in this evening's loss to Minnesota. Again, it was a top 10, top 15 team ranked in the nation, and UB held them to just 13 points over the first 3 quarters. For UB, that certainly says a lot. A MAC team taking on a top 25 one and able to keep the game that close. For UB, they now head home to UB Stadium next Saturday, September the 6th for the home opener. That's a 3:30 kickoff on WWKB 1520 and also on the Varsity Network. For UB, they'll look to bounce back and get their first win of the 2025 campaign. From inside Huntington Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, for Full Sail Live, I'm John Karuba.